Namaskar. So we are back with another episode of Career Corner. As you know, every day we come with a new episode and a new focus area, a new domain. A domain of learning which is rocking the world of the young people in this country who are out there to make a career productive, professional, impactful and long-standing. Today we take up pharmacy. Pharmacy as a career has come up in a big way over the last 20 years in particular. Yes, it has been there for many more decades, but since 2000 there has been a spot in this particular career choice, and many institutions who have come up in this period have evolved on the modern tenets, practices, infrastructure and pedagogy of pharmacy. So today we have with us a stalwart, a guru of pharmacy, someone who brings to large numbers of young people understanding, practice and expertise in the field of pharmacy. We have with us Dr. Sajal Kumar Jha, the head of the Department of Pharmacy, School of Pharmaceutical Technology, Adamas University, Kolkata. Thank you and welcome, Dr. Jha, to this show.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, like every day, we begin the journey of a particular domain by knowing its history. So, since times immemorial, medicine has been a part of human civilization, almost as much as the civilization is old. Yes, the allopathic line of medicine may be of recent times, right, but there has been medicine in a way always. So, how is modern pharmacy different from the traditional medicinal systems, and how has the pharmaceutical movement, pharmaceutical domain evolved in India, particularly British time and modern India? If you could throw light on the history and chronology of the evolution of pharmacy.
Right, sir. This is a very interesting question. If I remember, in the year 1880, the first pharmacy concept came into the country when the Madras Medical College, they have started training the pharmacy graduates to work as a compounder. The concept was compounder, and followed by the famous BHU, that is Banaras Hindu University. They have introduced B.Pharm course in the year 1937 by a great person called Professor M.L. Schropp, who is also known as the father of pharmacy profession in India. And 1940 we have started the postgraduate in BHU. Now the difference of the modern pharmacy and the old pharmacy is, previously there was no standardization, no quality control, test to ascertain the quality of pharmaceuticals, and whatever the discussion or the research, that is totally based on the experimentation. We so-called like Ojhas, Maulvis, they used to prescribe something, and if definitely there is a result, they used to say, okay, this can be used as a medicine, like that conventional trend. But there are a number of cases where there is a poisonous effect or the side effect or toxic effect of medicine is proven before independence, and there is no legislation in the country. So government is forced to include the legislation for the pharma, and that is why there is a committee they have constituted, that is by R.N. Chopra, and he given a report that the quality people who are preparing or formulating the pharmacy or pharmaceutical formulation, they don't have a pharma background. So the difference between present modern age pharmacy and old age pharmacy is, today the person who is well equipped, technically knowledge based persons are manufacturing medicine, whereas previously a person who is having a basic idea of handling the instrumentation can prepare. And there are no checking parameters, the quality parameters, and nowadays we have a lot of quality parameters where there are regulatory bodies, regulatory agencies. They are every step they are checking of the quality and the purity of the pharmaceutical, because ultimately if the product is not a therapeutically effective one, then there is no use. Simply we'll develop a formulation, but that formulation, if it is not bringing any benefits to the suffering humanity, means there is no use of that formulation. So that is the trend, or that is the what you call transformation now.
That is excellent. Yes. Nice, great. If you would compare the British time, as you have started by telling, and the modern times, and more particularly the 21st century. So between before 1947, after 1947, and beyond 2000, how different is the field of pharmacy and its practice and its education in this country?
Sir, the Pharmacy Act actually 1948 they passed
Right.
by Government of India just immediately after the independence, and the purpose of passing this Pharmacy Act is to restrict the entry of the person into the pharmacy profession, because previously, as I told you, there is no what you call the educational qualification, prescribed qualification to formulate the medicines. So PCI came into the picture, Pharmacy Council of India, and what they have done, they have implemented first 2 years diploma in pharmacy program, where the primary focus of the diploma in pharmacy is hospital or community service oriented, but slowly they have upgraded it to B.Pharm program, and what they have done, what they are saying that once you complete this 2 years diploma in pharmacy or 4 years bachelor in pharmacy, immediately you have to register yourself as a registered pharmacist. Once you are registered pharmacist, means you are a responsible citizen of the country, you are a responsible citizen, healthcare provider of the country, and definitely that responsibility will come on to you, and you will prepare or you will deliver the best formulation. Similarly, now if you see recently there is a new course came that is called PharmD, which is a 6 years course, 6 years program, though we don't have in Eastern India currently, but South India and other part of the country they are running.
What is the title?
That is PharmD, that is called Doctor of Pharmacy program,
Right.
which is a 6 years course, mainly hospital based course, that up to 4th year there will be a classroom education, but 5th year and 6th year they have to go to hospitals, and then they have to work with the doctors, and they have to that community
So
part.
it's a doctorate in pharmacy.
Yes,
And
doctor.
someone who has completed can call himself doctor, DR.
Yes,
Okay.
they can be
Continue.
yeah.
Yeah.
So and the most important part is M.Pharma, that is the postgraduate degree in pharmacy, where there are 4 pillars in pharmacy: pharmaceutics, pharmacology, pharmaceutical chemistry, and pharmacognosy. We have 4 pillars in the pharmacy. So people are opting based on their B.Pharm expertise, and they are going for higher studies like M.Pharm. Pharmaceutics, like my specialization is a pharmaceutics. I am basically a person who normally will go for the drug development. Suppose a new drug came into the market, then how to develop, how to design a formulation, whether I have to go for a tablet or whether I have to go for a capsule,
Yeah.
whether I have to go for injections.
I'll come to those details. All knowledge need not be told in one answer.
Yes.
We'll go question by question. The question was about history and evolution, so we'll stick to that, because the different specialization areas will come as we go ahead. So role of Pharma Council, if you have to tell in 2 or 3 points, what is the role of Pharma Council? How does it maintain standards and all? In bullet points, what would you say?
Sir, this
Because
piece-
Pharma Council of India controls and regulates your sector, both with respect to education and, if I'm not wrong, with respect to its practice as well.
Practice.
So what are the functions of Pharmacy Council, and any suggestion you have to evolve that also you can tell.
Okay. Like PCI, Pharmacy Council of India, they have given a standard set of guidelines for the institutions, for those who are offering diploma and B.Pharma and M.Pharma programs. So they have given, like we say, standard inspection format, where they have mentioned the minimum faculty required, the minimum laboratories required, facilities provided, and the hospital training part, like for B.Pharm, the minimum internship and industry visit program. So for M.Pharm also there is a different setup of requirement. The purpose of PCI is they will control the quality of the education. Like recently PCI is planning to implement an exit exam also. Like a diploma in pharmacy or for B.Pharm, they have a doubt of the quality, whether they are, because few institutions they reported that they are doing in a distance mode, but pharmacy is a course where regular attendance and regular practicals are essential. Without that, it is very difficult to develop the concept and the technical expertise. So that is the part PCI actually mainly looking after. They will, and every year they will go for an inspection, they will see the facilities required as per PCI. That is the primary responsibility.
Yeah. So PCI's role being very critical in the evolution of the standards in pharmaceutical industry and pharmaceutical education. What sort of expanse of education do you see in the country? How many universities or institutes might be offering B.Pharm and D.Pharm? And you say, as you said, PharmD, which is a doctorate program, is in a very few places. What is the spread of the education like, and how does your department stand out in the context of Eastern India in this education?
Right, sir. Presently, recently there is a survey published where we have seen almost more than 3,200 undergraduate and postgraduate colleges of pharmacy across the country, and presently we have around 2,65,000 seats for diploma and B.Pharm programs. And there is a throat cut competition, and really few institutions I have visited, my personal experience, they are doing very well. What we are doing here is, from first year onwards, what we are doing, we are giving the senior faculty members, because basic is very, very important, sir. In pharmacy, without basic, and that is the first year, after coming from 10+2, the basics are very, very essential. First year and second year, we will always focus on the senior faculty members who will give the basics. So that once basics is developed, then the third year and fourth year, where they have to go for pharmacology and medicinal chemistry, they can understand the mechanism of action of drugs. And our here the advantage is we have sophisticated laboratories, and more than 90% faculty members are PhD holders, and maximum, and there is a combination of faculty members from academic, from research background and industrial background. So this bridging of industry and academia also we are taking into account, and we have a very good industry institute partnership shell where the people from Lupin, the vice president global, he is also coming, and in association with CDC, we have a very good CDC unit. So we have the grooming process we are beginning from the second year onwards. So
that's really good. That's really good that career development,
job ready.
Yes, the career development center contributes to a great extent on creating job ready professionals or industry ready professionals from the pharmacy department, and this has been a critical point that has been successfully continuing for the half a decade of existence of the university at this point of time is a good point. Coming to your department, your department and the school are almost the same. I mean, there are not multiple departments under the School of Pharmacy. What would be the 3 or 4 or 5 areas of specialization? And if you have to move to department wise, in a multiple department wise existence, what would you look at? How would they be different? Just now you have only one department, and what are the various specialization areas, and can the specialization areas become independent departments in future?
Right, sir. So that is why we are going for M.Pharm program in this year, and we have applied for a branch M.Pharm Pharmaceutics. So as we say, specialization. So basically there are 4 specialization in pharmacy: core specialization, pharmaceutics, pharmacology, pharmaceutical chemistry, and pharmacognosy. But the pharmaceutics is totally deals with the development of a formulation. Like I say, paracetamol tablet, we know, everyone knows paracetamol tablet, but why this tablet came? Before tablet, it was in powder form. If I ask someone to weigh 500 mg paracetamol powder and administer, it is very difficult. But same thing, if you convert into a tablet form, it is very easy to administer. So that is the purpose of pharmaceutics. The pharmaceutics people, what they will do, they will administer, they will deliver a dosage form, and they will also see the patient compliance. There is one more branch called pharmaceutical chemistry. What we are doing there, new drug discovery, the chemical property, the nomenclature of a compound, the particular functional group which is responsible for the desired therapeutic effect. That is the purpose, that whole things these chemistry people are doing. Next, when we will go to pharmacognosy actually it is totally
Pharmacognosis?
Pharmacognosy.
See.
Pharmacognosy is a subject, it's actually plant based. So whatever we are nowadays, we have seen the trends are nutraceuticals. There is one more category, it is coming out. So pharmacognosy, the drugs which are normally obtained from plant origin or animal origin or mineral origin, that we are dealing in pharmacognosy. You have seen, sir, nowadays everywhere any formulation they contains aloe vera. So this aloe vera is a very good essential component of this pharmacognosist. What they will do the extraction of a plant, sometime whole plant, sometime parts of a plant, sometime maybe roots, bark, any part, and they will extract the active constituent, and that active constituent they are formulating into a dosage form, and then the role of pharmacology will come. Because see, I have developed a dosage form, but I don't know the efficacy. I can say, okay, I have done all quality control test parameters. Here I want to mention one more thing. We have a book, standard book we call Pharmacopoeia. This Pharmacopoeia is a reference. Like we have Indian Pharmacopoeia, there is a British Pharmacopoeia, there is a United States Pharmacopoeia. Each country they have their own pharmacopoeias. These pharmacopoeias, we say, they are the official books, standard books, where you will get the monograph. Monograph means a detail of an individual compound, like amoxicillin, one example. So amoxicillin plain, you will get a monograph of amoxicillin, you will get a monograph of amoxicillin capsule, you will get a monograph of amoxicillin injection. So it will explain everything about the compound, the taste, the solubility, the purity and everything. So once this drug formulation is over, we have formulated, now we have to check whether it will really therapeutically active or not. So we have to go for preclinical and clinical trials. Now the concept of pharmacology will come, and also we have to see the toxicity data.
Right.
And that is why people now, you see COVID, during this COVID phase, the number of clinical trials are going on. So once the preclinical data is satisfied, we have received a very good satisfactory result from animal studies, then we have to go for human studies, and that is why phase 3, phase 4 nowadays is going on for COVID. And maybe hope by at the end of the 2020 or maybe beginning of 21 we'll get a vaccine for COVID-19 also.
Great. So there are 4 specialization areas.
Right.
At the level of B Pharma, all the 4 are being learned or
Right.
taught or mentored. And based on the interest of the person, if he wants to get into higher education, he selects one. So at this point of time, you are looking at M Pharma Pharmaceuticals, right? Pharmaceutics. You are not looking at other areas of M-Pharm for M-Pharm specialization?
Yes, sir. We are looking also, but slowly we are adding, because we have to maintain the quality also.
Right.
At a time, if you open 3 or 4 branches, then because our primary focus, the Adamas.
So multiple departments might come when there are M-Pharm in multiple areas, right?
Right, sir. Right.
At this point, because it's largely B-Pharm driven,
Yes.
and B-Pharm amalgamates or integrates all the 4 areas.
Right, sir.
So right, understandable. What sort of infrastructure, practical work, creation of research on drugs, what sort of facilities you have at that school?
Sir, initially that we have all basic facilities for the undergraduate and postgraduate courses of pharmacy. Recently we are purchasing a HPLC, which is called high performance liquid chromatography, and that will be very useful for drug analysis, as you suggest. Now in B Pharm final year, there are a few practical projects, so our students are doing those projects, and sometime we are doing in industry collaboration also small projects. So the purpose of these laboratories, we are utilizing all the equipments, and even our students, before using glassware also, they will do the calibration of the glassware, because calibration, it is a very important.
Right.
Like in instrument, the validation is important. Similarly for glassware, calibration is important. So that from all basics level we are maintaining, and we have all apparatus like UV spectrophotometer, we have dissolution apparatus, we have disintegration apparatus, we have Brookfield viscometer. These are the main apparatus in addition to our regular.
Very advanced technologies,
Yes,
indeed.
yes,
indeed.
yes, yes.
And how do you compare your infrastructure, your facilities of research in comparison to the other B Pharma colleges and Pharma colleges in the region, East and Northeast India?
Yeah, this is one thing. We have the laboratory actually makes a difference. Our laboratories are actually sophisticated laboratory, and continuously we are doing the upgradation of the laboratory. And if you see the standard operating procedures, how we are following, and we are preparing every 3 months, we are updating the standard operating procedures, and the utilization or the use of the equipment, the logbook maintenance, the facilities, and the chemicals what we are providing, these are all quality chemicals, and the results, the end points of the experiments, even in chemistry, the synthesis, the end product which we are getting, really it is the yield is very high. Even characterization part also, there is a UV spectrophotometer, so our students are very familiar in using UV spectrophotometer in undergraduate level. That is actually a very good thing. And simultaneously, what's in between, what we will do, we will call some industry experts, and they will come and they will deliver these what you call few equipments, and during installation they will give a very good demonstration. So our few faculties are there, those who have came from the research lab, they have that research kind, and we are developing recently one animal house. If you see and visit our animal house facility, that is why I told pharmacology we are planning next year. Once our animal house is ready, then only we can go for M-Pharm pharmacology, because ultimately whatever we will develop, we have to test on animals, then only we can ascertain the quality of the substances.
Right. I understand on the research front things are quite in place, and the advanced technology is in place, but with M-Pharm coming in, you will be also upgrading your systems,
Right.
if I am not wrong.
Right.
So what are the courses now, and how well equipped are you for the various courses currently being given?
Yeah, as per, that is why we have discussed before, PCI regulations or PCI requirement, we have almost the standard inspection format, whatever the equipment mentioned by the PCI, we have all list of equipments, and it is used regularly, and you can come and visit in our labs and you can see how it is properly maintained, and students individually they are doing the experiments, because we have a differentiate in the experiment like major experiment and minor experiment. So all major experiment, even few experiments are there, 5 hours, 6 hours also they have to take the readings. So they are doing that one, and the labs are well equipped, and few faculty members even they are giving very good practical projects, and we are getting small papers also, and they are communicating in a good journals like Scopus Index journals, and also undergraduate students they are communicating in a good journals, and we are getting good papers also.
Very good. That's impressive. So you have a D Pharm and you have a B Pharm.
Right, sir.
Diploma in Pharmacy and Bachelor's in Pharmacy. One is 2 years, one is 4 years. How different are they, and why do you have to have a diploma? What is the rationale behind it from the industry point of view? If you could elaborate on that.
Right, sir. This diploma is a 2 years course, that is diploma in pharmacy. The main purpose of this diploma in pharmacy is because we have a huge demand of hospital pharmacists, sir, and especially post COVID you can see the recruitment processes. I think every day I have seen almost 35-40 candidates every day, every hospital, whether it is our own Calcutta Municipal Corporation or any other state corporation. So there is huge demand of hospital pharmacists. Now diploma is totally focusing on the hospital perspective only, because once they will complete this 2 years program, they have to go for a 3 months internship in a hospital, which is a PCI approved, 500 hours in 3 months. So there they will learn everything, this hospital perspective. And the B Pharm program is actually industry driven program. The main primary focus is industry. You know, there is a unit called F&D, formulation and development. There is a options in production, there is options in quality assurance, there is options in quality control. So industry they are looking for B Pharm graduates, and B Pharm third year they are going for an internship program, as well as fourth year they have the program of industry. So this is totally, so the difference, if you say in one line, diploma course is totally hospital based, hospital pharmacy oriented, whereas the degree is an industry oriented course.
Right. From the industry point of view, I understand that there is a need for a quick pass outs in the form of D Pharm, but from the knowledge point of view, what benefit they have if they want to do B Pharm again? What sort of benefit they have, lateral admission or knowledge wise or practice wise? So what do you suggest, and what benefits do you have there?
Yeah, after diploma, if they want to go for B Pharm, there is a lateral program, and they can again there is a exam, state level exams are there, GLET, like in Adamas we have our own AUAT entrance. So after diploma with the 60% marks in diploma, they can appear for this. Now advantage of diploma and B Pharm together is, diploma they have a knowledge of pharmaceutics and pharmacology in detail, because diploma second year they have a very vast pharmacology. So once they knows this pharmacology and pharmaceutics, and they will be entering into the second year of B Pharm, so their knowledge enrichment will be more, and the practical application they can do better. So we have seen number of cases where lateral student they are performing very nicely compared to the regular students.
Because they have a broader knowledge and a larger time.
Yes.
Yeah, I understand the differentiation, but do you have the in the marketplace, is it very clear, the differentiation between D Pharm, B Pharm, and their perception among the youngsters? Is it very clear?
Yes. Like yesterday there is a meeting, and the main diploma means what our country, the problem is, people think that if I want to start a medical store, then only diploma in pharmacy is required.
Right.
But diploma in pharmacy is having broader perspective, sir. All these Maharatnas and Navaratnas, all the even army, military is everywhere. There is a huge demand of pharmacists. Even the short service commission, there is a huge demand of pharmacists. So because the awareness is not there that much, so awareness is a problem in our country. Still, I remember when I joined B Pharm and I came in the Durga Puja vacation, my surrounding they are asking, what you are doing, man? I told, sir, B Pharm course, BCom. So this is the problem, that awareness.
But in last 20 years things have evolved a lot. In this century things have evolved a lot. So you understand, you are quite emphatic that the need for quick service D Pharm 2 years course is there in the market.
Yes.
And they can get back with lateral admission in second year, right?
Right,
Second year
right,
of pharmacy, B Pharma, and complete that also if they
We
want.
have sanctioned 10% of the sanctioned intake.
Seats
in,
also are for those who come
Yes,
for lateral
yes,
admission.
yes.
Great, that's a good development. Yes, when these youngsters get into the market, there is a 2 years D Pharm, there is 4 years B Pharm, and then additional 2 years M Pharm. Job market wise, how different are they for all these three categories? Overall job market, you have been saying strongly that it's a good market, but if we can get into segments, and which segments require an M Pharm, which segments require a B Pharm, and which segments require a D Pharm, if you could illustrate that.
Right, sir. Like start with the M Pharm, there is a department called Formulation and Development, and there is a huge demand. Then few companies, they have R&D section also. Now if you see post GATT era, that is 2006 post GATT. So 2006 before India we have all kind of process patents, but after 2006 the concept of product patent came. So once the product patent came, now Indian companies also, they are investing huge amount in R&D, and we are getting new molecules also for our
I
own.
hope for the viewers, General Agreement on Trade
And
Tariff was an agreement done among the major nations of the world, after which certain relaxation and certain standardization of trade policies happened. And according to that, one of the points was a product patenting rather than process patenting. So in product patenting, you have to develop new products. You cannot only patent a process. There is the product that is being patented, and therefore investment in R&D or research and development becomes very critical to develop new products which can be patented and not just one process. So that's the point Professor Dr. Jha is maintaining. Yes, over
Right,
to
sir.
you.
So because of this R&D, and there is huge requirement of M Pharm candidates, because R&D means they have to go for the core synthesis part, and the drug discovery process they have to take part. So M Pharm, the curriculum is planned or designed by PCI in such a way that they can take part into that R&D activities, whereas B Pharm is limited to like F&D, formulation development, and the quality assurance, quality control, because quality control is very, very important. Quality, as we know, there is a regulatory body called US FDA. US FDA is the regulatory body, and we are happy to announce that our country, we have the second highest number of US FDA plant after USA. So we are producing quality medicines, and for this US FDA, they have a guideline that for production or quality assurance or quality control, you need to go for B Pharm graduates only. Okay, so there is a huge demand in this section: production, quality assurance, quality control, even packaging also. There is one more department called packaging. In addition to that, there is a requirement of microbiology, or definitely microbiologists are also required. So that is one perspective. And now when we will go to diploma in pharmacy, diploma, as I told you, sir, they are mainly hospital pharmacy oriented, but now the trend is a little bit changed. After diploma, people are going for B Pharm, higher studies also. Even after diploma, there are a lot of new jobs are coming for a diploma. Even few products, few companies, they are hiring diploma for production job also. So that trend is changed now, but still diploma is preferable in hospital pharmacy, community pharmacy. Even the chain, now the chain system came, the like a chain of medical stores like MedLife and all. There is a huge demand of this diploma in pharmacy candidates.
Great. So that brings to us the job market scenario as well.
Yes.
As far as original research is concerned, our university is also known by original research. I understand your M Pharm is just beginning, and advanced research would take some time to come forth. But what is the current culture in your department with respect to research and development among students? Are there PhD students, or are the current, I think the most of the faculty are PhD holders. So what is their research culture at this point of time? Current faculty,
Right.
PhD students and current students.
Right. So because once we start M Pharm, then only we are eligible to start PhD program. So we don't have PhD program now in our department. But at the research culture, as you are saying, the few faculty members, they are actually from the research background, and they have a collaboration with their own institute, and some collaborative research projects we are doing jointly with our Adamas University.
How many faculty members today?
And today we have 16 faculty members.
How many of them are PhD?
Out of 16 faculty members, we have 12 faculty members with PhD holders.
Very nice, very good.
And out of 12, 3 or 4 they are actively doing this research collaboration, and jointly we have very good publication. If you see last 3-4 years, we have 15 publication only, but if you see the cumulative impact factor, it is around 40. Okay, so all are Elsevier and Taylor Francis, Wiley, all the journals they are publishing. So like that and the same thing we are inculcating in our student also. So final year project, though we have planned very nicely this time, but due to COVID we are not able to complete the practical project, but the students are actually, they are doing very good practical work. So this is what the research culture is in our department.
Good. COVID has brought the focus on pharmacy, biotechnology and microbiology in a big way. These areas, which are very related areas, all emanating largely from life sciences and a bit of chemistry as well. So these areas have got a boost in the post-COVID times. I mean, we can't call post-COVID yet, but in these COVID times, or in this pandemic era. And I believe going ahead, the significance of these domains rather, related domains, would remain for quite some time. So what impact do you see in the pharmacy industry post-COVID? What role have the pharmacists or pharmaceutical community played in this particular context, if you could elucidate upon COVID and pharmacy?
Right. As you know that India is the largest vaccine producer in the world, even number 1 I think in vaccine production. But we are struggling to get a vaccine for this COVID because of the structure changes, continuous structure change by the COVID virus. But recently, if you see, sir, last 2-3 days the news, there are 3 different molecules actually coming. One is Glenmark Fabiflu, and one more company, Heteropharma in Hyderabad. They are also preparing one injection, Remdesivir. And today I have heard that Cadila also they are going for one more. Cipla, they are going for one more type. Now, this Remdesivir or the Fabiflu, the concept now why I have discussed is, this is called repurposing of the drug. These drugs are not the new drugs.
Right.
They are the old antiviral drugs and they are very effective drugs.
Right.
But now the new trend came into the pharma research is repurposing of a drug, because if I want to discover a new drug, it will take 20 to 30 years, and that you also no guarantee that whether we will get the active molecule or not. So better to repurpose whatever the existing drug we have. If we repurpose in this way, this is a very good example of repurposing a antiviral drug into a COVID-19 drug. So this is the trend in pharmacy, it is coming now, but the people have started thinking now that now we have to be we have to equip with all our knowledge, and we have to be ready with this kind of challenges. So COVID is what you call it is an awakening situation for us. The COVID makes us that no, we have to, our thinking, we have to be rethinking, we have to start, and we have to see that whatever the resources are there existing, we have to use. Like few people are saying even some steroidal drugs, they are also very effective in the treatment of this COVID-19, like dexamethasone and all. This is also one literature I heard, I read 2 days back. So this is the thing. Now repurposing is a new concept now in pharmacy, where people no need to invest huge amount for drug discovery, and no need to wait for 20-30 years. Let whatever we have, we can see other the activities, and so that we can use the same old drug in a better way. So this is the trend now.
Okay. So pharmacists have contributed to this understanding of repurposing of drugs and doing research on that, and that has given a boost to COVID vaccine search, according as you have explained very well. And there are multiple COVID vaccine searches, or multiple strains that is being developed, so that there could be a antidote or vaccine to COVID.
Right, sir.
Across India, I'm appreciating the point that India is the biggest vaccine producer, drug producer in a sense, and the world looks up to India. So to make India pharmaceutical capital of the world, it is already in the process, but
right,
what limitations do you find? And to make in India a success story in the pharmaceutical industry, what suggestions do you have?
Right, sir. One thing is where we are lagging is the technical manpower. We have almost 2,65,000 graduates are passing out every year, but if you see
just pharmacy, B Pharma.
Just B Pharmacy.
That's quite a substantial number, 200,000 plus.
Yes.
B Pharma coming out every year.
Every year.
Over 10 years, it's 2 million people.
Right, sir.
So that's quite a substantial number.
Yes.
So where is the problem then?
But the problem is, if we go for a screening of these 2,65,000, hardly we will find maybe 10 to 20% there. Actually, they have that knowledge, or they have that passion, they have that understanding of drug development or thinking. We have to think more and more where the problem
So where
is.
do these most of these pass out 70, 75, 80% go then? If they are not passionate, not knowledgeable, not committed to the field, where do they go?
They will go, they will absorb, but they will learn.
They will absorb where?
They will absorb into the industry. Then slowly they will learn, and it is not that we say like teaching. Teaching is a profession by choice, not by chance. So similarly, these after 4 years they want a job, and they somehow they want, no sir, we want a job. They will get a job and they will go, and they will struggle 1 or 2 years. Few people will learn and they will survive. Again they will change. Few people will change their line. So like that trend is going on. So that is the main problem. And one more thing is the facility in the colleges to project the future. That facility, the basic facility is not there in many colleges.
But each of this college which runs a B Farm has to be qualified and has to be approved by
PCI.
PCI.
Right, sir.
Then the PCI minimum standards are anyway there.
PCI minimum standards are there, but that PCI minimum standards are only to complete a course, qualified. But what the drug discovery we are talking, or what that intellectual capital we are talking, sir, for that we need to go for extra training, a sophisticated training, or we need to go to some higher institutes where we need to go for some hands-on training for a sophisticated equipments, so that only we can go for analyzing the things.
So how equipped is your department, your school, to handle this problem? As you say that they might complete degrees but they are not still competent enough,
Yes,
efficient enough in the industry. How are you creating that competency?
Sir,
and a large number of pharmaceutical graduates also might go for opening up their pharma stores or being an entrepreneur or doing research. So how equipped are you? What steps are you taking in these fields to be a professional, to be a researcher, or to be an entrepreneur in the field of pharmacy?
Right. See, our college is a new one only. We have established in the year 2016, and just this year our first batch is coming out, and almost we have placed 70% of the students, and they are in a very good companies. Here the difference is we have a professional school of professional development.
Right.
We have separate CDC cell,
Center for
career development
center.
And we have our own. See, sir, for getting a good job or surviving in a job, we need domain knowledge, plus we have to be the professional, or professionalism is required. So only domain knowledge will not work, sir. We have to, I know everything, but if I am not in a position to explain what I know, then it is very difficult. I have to explain, I have to clear everything. Okay, I know this one. So that is what the Adamas is different, because we have from first year onwards we are starting these English communication classes, grooming classes, then we have training by CDC. So once they are in final year, they are a complete package for a company. So in this way our Adamas is differ.
Right. There are new areas also evolving for the role of the pharmacist, like patient counseling, prescription auditing, community services, hospital pharmacy. What are these? What do these encapsulate, or what sort of functions are there in these things?
Prescription auditing is an old concept, sir, but if you see the old prescription, 20 years back prescription and present days prescription, there is a transformation in the prescription writing habit also. Previously doctors they used to write every day, and one more problem was the previously maximum of prescription they used to write in Latin languages. As you know, the pharmacist previously they used to know as apothecaries. Now there must be a person who will explain when to use the medicine. Doctor will write after food, before food, or before dinner, after dinner, in empty stomach. Okay, a simple example I will tell you: tetracycline and milk. There is a problem. There is a complexation. There is incompatibility. So that is the role of a pharmacist, patient counseling. They have to explain when to take, how to take. Because if you will not take during that time, then the therapeutic activity or the efficiency of that product will not be there, and ultimately you will be blaming the formulation, you will be blaming the company. So that is why pharmacists, they have a huge role in the prescription auditing. They will explain, like, you know, sir, few prescription they have written or few formulation they have written, shake well before use. Now we don't know actually how to shake well before use. There are a number of incidents where they have shake the patient, not the container. So we have to be an intermediate person. That is why pharmacists, they serve as a bridge between a physician and a patient. Shake well before use. Now you have the drug schedules, Schedule X, Schedule H drugs. Schedule H drugs, it to be under medical supervision. Antibiotics, people are giving like any, but antibiotic actually we are not supposed to use without prescription. Ultimately we are losing our immunity. So that is why prescription auditing, there is a huge role, and patient counseling, there is a huge role of these pharmacists. And the new areas we are talking nowadays, that is the scientific content development is a new concept came. The scientific writing, the content development, the pharmacovigilance. These are the new upcoming areas in the pharmacy. The pharmacovigilance is a very promising field where the companies, especially the CROs, contract research organization, they are doing these pharmacovigilance activities, ADR monitoring, adverse drug reaction monitoring, and the content development. I told you, like Novartis and these companies, they have a special cell called content development where they are hiring M.Pharm and B.Pharm candidates, where they need to develop the literatures, they need to develop the training modules. And all IT companies, they have a medical division like Accenture, Wipro. So this is a new avenue, new job prospect for the pharma people. Even one more field, that is forensic pharmacy. Though forensic pharmacy we have a very limited scope, but in forensic pharmacy also there is a huge requirement of pharmacists nowadays. So these are all new avenues, new job avenues for pharmacy.
Great, great, good to know. Yes. One of the things that came up very strongly during this anti-COVID sort of a social movement in a way in today's times of pandemic was that the need for immunity. And one of the things that also came up and have been written about in the media is that immunity of people in South Asia is stronger or higher than the immunity in the Western countries, in spite of health services being better, health infrastructure being better in the West. How, as a pharmacist, as a professional pharmacist, as an academic pharmacist, how do you look at it? How do you look at the level of immunity in this country? And what sort of pharma or drugs can support this immunity to be enhanced in times of pandemic?
Right, sir. So immunity, we have some 6 different components of immunity, and we all, especially Indian people or South Asian, as you told, we have all 6 components. Now if you see our, from morning onwards, if you see our habits, sir, in every food we are using turmeric.
Turmeric, right.
We are using cummins, we are using all our ginger, we are using garlic. So these, if you see these all, they are actually components, and they contributes a lot to bring or to build our immunity. We use tulsi, we use basakha, everything we use every day. We use all cardamom, we use cinchona. So these spices, this turmeric, these all, everything, it will contribute to the ultimately to the immunity of the, and that we people, especially South Asian country, especially Indian people, we are using more this spices and other things, and that is why the immunity is more.
Great. Now spices increases our immunity, even Ayush Mantralaya has talked about
right,
it.
sir.
From the pharma point of view, any suggestions you have, any drugs, any medicines that would boost immunity in these times?
So number of immunity boosters are available, but what the doctors, even we pharmacists also will prescribe that better to go for a nutraceutical type, not a pharmaceutical one.
Right, nutraceutical.
Nutraceutical.
Which is more food based.
Yes, food based. Because these nutraceutical we can use in our regular foods. We can replace our one-time meal and we can use nutraceutical in place of a meal, and our habits will be better. And the advantage of these nutraceuticals, they have antioxidant properties. This skin aging or aging, these problems are automatically, and we have lot of free radical reaction inside the body, whether it is due to the consumption of medicine or due to the consumption of spicy food. This free radical scavenging mechanism is done by these nutraceuticals.
Right.
So that is why nutraceuticals are very, very popular, though there is a lot of controversy about the effectiveness or efficacy of nutraceuticals, but because they are using in very less concentration, so they don't have any what you call serious side effects on the normal health.
Great. Very quickly, sir, what has been your journey personally as a professional, as an academic, from the time that you did B Pharma?
Sir, I did my bachelor's and master's from Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences, Karnataka, Bangalore, and I did my PhD in JNTU, Hyderabad. So almost I have spent 14 to 15 years in South India. Though I am from East India, I am a place from Asansol. What I have seen is I have seen the rise of profession. I have seen the standard of my profession. I have seen the standards in the products. I have seen the investment in our profession. But I have seen the quality of student also. As the quality of student, when I begin my career in the year 2004 as a faculty, and what the quality, that quality we have to little bit what you call that is the only point I need to discuss. Remaining, I am very much happy and I am always proud to be a pharmacist, and I think pharmacist is a noble profession. In my 15-16 years, I have never seen my student is without a job.
Great.
It is
great to know that.
Yes.
So, but you are saying that there is a problem with the quality of students coming in.
Yes.
So, what sort of a quality of a youngster you expect coming out of class 12, joining your B Pharma? So, what are the skill set that you see in them? Or you expect?
That is why we are conducting Adamas. We have we have Adamas University entrance test. We are one step of quality we are doing. We are checking. And what the minimum requirement is, see, chemistry is very, very important, because as the combination of subjects required, physics, chemistry, mathematics, or physics, chemistry, biology, that is the minimum combination. So I can expect that at least a candidate must have a very good chemistry knowledge. Very good means at least they know the structure, they know the basic chemistry. So biology, this is because ultimately the same thing they have to study in the pharmacy also. So if you are very good in 10+2, at least very good means I am saying at least if you are up to the mark, then you can do excel in pharmacy also. That is the purpose.
So that's for you, Dr. Sajal Kumar Jha, the head of the Department of Pharmacy in the School of Pharmaceutical Technology, Adamas University, Kolkata, bringing to you the 4 different areas of pharmacy: pharmaceutics, pharmacology, pharmacy chemistry, and pharmacognosy. So these 4 areas, which are the key areas of pharmacy being brought to the students at B Pharma level, and one of these taken for M Pharma. At this point of time, they are doing M Pharma in pharmaceutics, and expectedly the other areas would come up in times to come, and thereby 4 different departments will evolve out of the single department that's there. And he has explained how advanced technology, advanced infrastructure and machines and research facilities are there already, in spite of the institute being so far functioning as B Pharma. And the first batch coming out just now this year, 2020, of which more than 75% people are already employed in the top pharmaceutical companies of the country. He has also spoken about the role of the pharmacist community in today's time, whether it's during the pandemic and current period of post-pandemic evolving scenario, or in general in the country. He has also talked about how the university integrates professional development, career planning, entrepreneurship, and so on and so forth, along with the academic knowledge, scientific knowledge of pharmacy, which he finds lacking in many of the youngsters. Though they complete their courses, they are highly theoretical, less practical, less professional, less communicative, and therefore many of them do not do great in the industry. But in his career, he has been lucky to find a large number of good students who have placed themselves reasonably well in the industry with respect to these qualities that has been brought forth. He has also highlighted certain new areas that are evolving, particularly on patient counseling and prescription auditing, in hospital pharmacy, pharmacy professionals in hospitals, in functional areas like defense, and in also community services. So in NGOs and development sector, healthcare development sector services. So this is the entire gamut of pharmacy, the subject, the profession, the practice, and the career. With this, we bring to the end the discussion on pharmacy as a career its education and its practice. Next time, another person, another domain, all for you. Thank you, Professor Dr. Sajal Kumar Jha, Head of the Department, Pharmacy, School of Pharmaceutical Technology, Adamas University in Kolkata, for your time, for your erudition, and for your description of the entire domain. Thank you, and namaskar to everyone.
A top-class hands-on engineering and technology education with high emphasis on soft skills, emotional intelligence, artificial intelligence learning, the Adamas School of Engineering and Technology is a trailblazing institute. It integrates learning in the classroom with the laboratory, workshops, and the factories or the corporate offices. It is also associated with several universities in the world.
Adamas University. Pursue excellence. Adamas University. Pursue excellence.
Huge and beautiful campus. A lot to explore, a lot to experiment, a lot to learn. 100% placement. Explore more, learn more, and play more.
Professor Shomit, Vice Chancellor of Adamas University.
Best faculties we have here.
I'm proud to be part of Adamas University.
Adamas University. Pursue excellence.
Biosciences and technological developments based on biology, including entrepreneurship in this sector, are on the rise in India. We are home to many developments in all forms of biotechnological products with applications in food, nutrition, healthcare, packaging, etc. The unique BTech and BSc programs in Adamas School of Biosciences and Biotechnology are path-breaking academic innovation in this sector. Welcome to the world of biotechnology. As India aims for $5 trillion economy, the nation needs a large pool of trained economists and commerce graduates, focusing on taxation, macro and microeconomics, etc. Adamas School of Economics and Commerce is in the mission preparing finance and economics professional to lead this journey with value-added modules on the stock market and big data. Education today is changing the traditional chalk and talk method into new age experiential learning. New techniques like flipped classroom, case study method, and increasingly higher component of learning by doing are changing the game. Also, evaluation processes are evolving from just semester end exam to continuous evaluation, jury judge practical work, life projects, and whatnot. Adamas School of Education prepares these new age teachers for schools and colleges of India.
In front of Adamas University. That was the day when I realized how much affection my dad had for me. Moreover, the trust and expectations which he conveyed through a glimpse of his eyes without uttering a single word were so touching. And to my mind, this was the time to start a new life. It was a new day, a new place, new surroundings, which would be leading me to a new journey. Excitement and nervousness were at their peak, as I was going to start everything on my own. Was a little nervous, thinking how this surrounding would accept me. But to my surprise, a tinge of happiness ran within me when strangers became friends. The bond grew stronger with each passing day, and very soon my campus became my second home. Life is always surrounded with lots of queries, and so is your classroom, where you get them answered, and that's how you get an insight into your own self and the subject you study. I was so lucky to be learning everything hands-on, practically in several labs, in workshops, in multiple studios, and through indoor and outdoor activities. Beyond studies, there is another avenue which connects me to my soul, and that is sports. I firmly believe that talent wins a game, but teamwork and intelligence create champions. Always make an effort, even when odds are against you, because I believe that a dream doesn't become a reality through magic. It takes a lot of trust, determination, and hard work to create magic. As you approach the end of your journey on the campus, examination will test your memory and application, whereas life will test your actual learning. And finally, you see all your hard work creating a new reality. The results you achieve will be in direct proportion to the efforts you put in. I want to thank you with all my heart for all the faith, hope, and belief you had in me, for all the strength you gave me to face challenges with confidence, along with the wisdom to choose my battles carefully. Today on this day, all my efforts and results are for you. You have been the pillar of my dreams and will always be. And to my alma mater, Adamas University, I can never thank you enough for making me a man out of a boy and a professional out of a student. I will remain a lifelong learner.
I'm proud to be part of Adamas University.
Pursue excellence. Adamas University.